Alright, hey guys, so this first video that I'm going to do today is just to kind of give you an overview of exactly what I'm expecting of you each day. So in your big envelope that I sent home, the manila envelope, I had the work starting from the first day all the way to the end of this time. It's 10 days worth, and I know that we're only doing, right now we're only doing 7 days of school at home since we just started officially yesterday, but there's a chance that this time may be extended, and so if so, then we'll just continue with the other 3 days, days 8, 9, and 10, and then I can create more work if needed beyond that. But inside that packet, you're going to see a checklist. So it looks like this. And this checklist goes day by day and will explain exactly what you're supposed to do each day. And this is just going to help you to stay organized. So yesterday was day 1, and you should have done all of these things for day 1. Today's day 2, so you should do all of these things. Plus, if you flip over on the back, there's a few more items that still belong with day 2. Okay, so I'm going to run through each of those things and kind of just clarify a few things. So everybody also had a copy of Stone Fox, which I have used for several years in a row with my reading classes, 4th grade and 3rd grade. I didn't do it with my 2nd graders. So Stone Fox is a cute little book. It's sad at the end, and I'll go ahead and tell you that, but it's still a great book to read, and my kiddos love it every year. So yesterday you were supposed to read chapter 1 and then answer questions, and then today you're supposed to read chapter 2 and answer questions. So you're answering questions in this Stone Fox response journal. You'll put your name on the very front, and then on the inside you'll see chapter 1 questions and then chapter 2 questions. Okay, so these 2 pages are what you should have done so far, and then each chapter has questions that go with it. So that is the first thing that says read chapter 2 of Stone Fox and then answer the questions. That's on here. Okay. The second thing on that list says create one slide for one of the vocabulary words from week 1. So you're going to use this paper that has your vocabulary words. The top part is week 1 and the bottom part is week 2. And so you're going to choose one of those 5 words from week 1 to create a slide for. The slides are already uploaded to Schoology. If you just go to courses and then reading, then there's a folder in there that's called vocabulary slides. You'll click on that folder, and then inside there, I think it says vocabulary slides for DLD week 1. And you'll just click on that, and then you will get to go in there and you'll get to change your background if you want. You can change the colors. Remember, I don't like you to use pictures for the background just because it makes it hard to see your words. So change the colors if you'd like, just because that's part of the fun. And then you can add in the word. You're going to add in the definition and then a sentence, and then an extra fun part is that you get to search for a picture that would represent that word and add in that picture as well. So when you're done with all 5 words for week 1, you'll submit that to me, and of course then I will be able to put your grade in for you. And then you can start on week 2 after I get week 2 uploaded. So week 2 is not uploaded yet, you'll just do week 1 so far. But that is step 2 on day 2. Day 2 also has complete day 5 of language test prep, and this looks like this. So down here it shows you day 5, and you're going to answer all 5 of these activities. That's what it's talking about for that. It asks you to complete 20 minutes of classworks in language arts, and you're going to open up classworks from your Launchpad, so it should be logged in for you, and you shouldn't have any issues with classworks. You're going to log on and take care of that. After you do 20 minutes of language arts, I just want you to read silently for 30 minutes, and that can be a book of your choice. You choose. And then after you do that, you're going to view the Oreo document to learn the structure of strong opinion writings. That's what it says on your checklist. So that Oreo document is on Schoology already. So you'll go to Schoology, you'll click on courses and go to language arts. When you go to language arts, then you'll see the Oreo document already uploaded. The video that I'm going to do after this one will be just a short little video to teach you about the Oreo structure of opinion writing, and that's going to be important as you start writing your opinion on why you should get to have PE every day. which is yesterday you made a list of those, and you're going to start to narrow down those reasons and add some more details to make your writing amazing. Okay. So after you view that document, then you're going to view the lesson on area models. And I uploaded those to YouTube. Parents, you already have the URL for that. I sent that out in the message this morning, but the URL is also uploaded on Schoology in the course. You'll do courses in the math, and then you'll see the URL for area models. Sorry. And then after you view that lesson, you'll do a page just like you did yesterday. It's the exact same fractions, okay? But you're doing area models this time instead of set models. So this gives you a little bit of practice with using area models, all right? After you finish that math page, then I want you to do 30 minutes on Dreambox, which again is on Launchpad, and you should be able to log on just fine as long as you're logged into Launchpad. So then next is to complete Core Bytes 102. You guys are familiar with Core Bytes, and this week I actually printed those out for you. Okay, so next week, the Core Bytes and the Test Crunch, I will upload those in a PDF on Schoology, and you'll use Kami to type your answers on those like we have done in the past. But this week I actually gave you the paper copies just because I wanted it to be easier for you and for your parents to be able to find these things a little better. So then after you do that, I've said for you to study your multiplication facts for about 10 minutes. And that is basically the same format as what you would normally do for your homework. So all year long, your homework has been to read 20 minutes a night and then study your multiplication facts. And I have typically stayed away from telling students how they have to study just because every kid's different. And if for some reason you like to study with flashcards, then I want you to be able to study with flashcards. If you're one who you prefer games and you'd rather play games to study, then that's totally fine with me. Some kids just like to write out their facts and on notebook paper, and then somehow that works for them to start memorizing them. So, and you can do a variety of different ways of studying. You don't have to do one certain way all the time. So when it says study your multiplication facts, you can study any of the multiplication facts, and you can study them any way that you want to, okay? Whatever works for you. And then the last thing on your list for day 2 is to view the Perspectives Posters document, and then you're going to fill out the Perspectives Organizer. So on Dojo, I went ahead and showed parents what the organizer looks like. This is the organizer. You're going to go on to Schoology, and you'll click Courses and then Social Studies, and then in that yellow folder that's titled DLD Documents, you'll find the one that's called Perspectives Posters, and you'll open it. Inside of that document, you'll see a poster for each of these groups of people that you see listed here, and it's going to give you information on what those groups of people endured during this time. That means what they went through. And on this organizer, then I want you to take a little bit of time just to write down how you think that group of people would have felt. And so on here, one of your options is patriots, the loyalists, the women, the slaves, and then the natives means Native Americans, the Indians. So when we've been talking about the things leading up to the American Revolution, or even when the explorers came over, we talked about how the Native Americans may have felt like they were being attacked because their space was being invaded by these people that they didn't know. And we've also talked about how the explorers had different feelings because they wanted to become famous. They wanted to be able to take money and gold back to their king. And so both groups had different feelings that they experienced. And so basically I want you to think about how each of those groups of people would have felt during this time. And you're just going to write a little bit of how you thought they felt based on what you learned from those Perspectives posters. Okay? So that's kind of a run through of what day 2 looks like. Tomorrow you'll work on day 3. Thursday you'll do day 4, and then Friday will be day 5. And each day looks very similar in the fact that you'll start off with reading your chapter of Stone Fox, then you'll go into your vocabulary slide, then you'll do the language test prep, classworks, reading, and so the order of those assignments is pretty much the same for each day. There's just a little bit of change for like social studies and what you're doing for the writing and that kind of thing. and even day 6 through 10, the structure of those is going to look about the same as well too. And I did that on purpose so that you guys will become familiar, the parents anyway, will become familiar with what we're doing in class normally. And then the kiddos, this is something that you pretty much do all the time anyway, so it shouldn't be that much more difficult than what you're doing in class regularly. I did want to mention too that I mentioned this on the WebEx Lab. So I last year recorded myself reading most of the chapters of Stone Fox, and so I'm going to share those with you on Schoology in the reading folder. So if you'll click on courses and then reading, then I'll put the Stone Fox recordings on there by chapter, and I think I started with chapter 3, so you might get to listen tomorrow. Anyway, so I'm going to put those on there, and just in case anybody struggles with some of the words in there, some of those words might be difficult for you to pronounce if you're reading by yourself. And so then you can go through and listen to the recording and fully understand exactly what's going on in that chapter, or in each chapter rather. So you can be looking for those as well. If you have any questions, again, you can message me on Dojo, you can message me on Schoology. When we're on WebEx Live, you can ask me questions on there. But even when we're not on the WebEx Live, I do have office hours that I'm keeping each day. And so you can always log on to WebEx during those office hours, and then I will log on and let you ask me a question, and that would be like a one-on-one question. So you can do that. Trying to think, man, there's lots of ways to get in contact with me. You can always email me if you need to. So if you have any questions, just let me know. But you know, guys, that I will work with you and we'll get through this together. I hope y'all have had a great day.